I'm gonna do some icebreakers with everybody here, and then I'll kind of go around the room one more time just to introduce everybody to each other. And then also, I'll probably keep everything kind of shortish tonight. The guy that was going to present for the social media side, they are shooting another podcast tonight, and so I'll be kind of just whipping through some of his slides and kind of talking about a few things. But without further ado, I am going to put this into a mode that I can see everybody, hopefully. All right. So we've got a lot of people on. I am excited for this. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. And welcome, welcome. So we're gonna go down the list and we're gonna do some icebreakers. Everybody that was here last time knows that the icebreakers are kind of a fun thing to do. And they're just kind of a interesting question. So nobody has to comment after the person that gets their question, and everybody gets a different question. So let me make sure I share the right screen. So stand by just a second.
Now, are Janelle and I kicked off at 8:15?
No, you can totally stay. I'm gonna be going over some information about outward mindset, so you're totally welcome to stay. I've had vendors in the past, they were like, I didn't know how to tell you I was gonna leave, and I'm like, well, you're totally good. You can leave, stay, whatever you want. Let's see. I do not know why this is not showing up on your screen here. Let me try one more time. Sorry. Let's see if that works. All right. Yay, it worked. All right. Let's see. We're gonna start with let's see, Alex, can you turn on your mic? We're gonna start with you if you can.
Yep.
All
Can you
right,
hear me?
buddy, let's do this. All right, here goes your icebreaker question. So, we'll see what you get.
I hope you can read that, man, because I am not seeing that from here.
I'll be reading it to you.
Oh my.
What is the first gift you remember receiving? Ooh,
The
okay.
biggest, yellowest ball ever. I could literally
Nice.
just run on it and jump and do flips across the kitchen. But they got it for me. So
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
super dangerous, but I loved it.
I love that.
It might
All
have even
right,
been my
let's see.
sister's, but I stole it. So it ended up being mine.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, looks like we're gonna have David next. I've just got everybody in alphabetical order. So David, if you're there, turn on your mic and let us know you're good, and then I'll hit you with a question. And looks like he is got his mic open. All right, let's do a
Yeah.
question. And let's see. What was your first job? That's awesome, man.
Great question. Pressure washing driveways in high school.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. All right. That's a great first job. All right. Up next, Evan, let's do this.
Right.
Boy, it kind of slows down there. What is your I almost missed an exam story? Holy cow. We'll keep it short.
Yeah, let's see. It was probably my SATs. I was like out a
Nice.
little late in high school, and I got there, but I wasn't functioning like I should have been after
Oh
all
my
this time.
gosh. Right, not in the right mindset. That's awesome. I hate running late. That's probably my least favorite feeling. All right, Janelle, you're up next.
Okay.
Let's do this. I hope Janelle gets one of these crazy, wacky ones I put on just for fun.
I just keep looking at the do you fold your pizza question. And
I
I'm
know, right?
yeah.
What piece of advice would you share with your younger self? Oh, philosophical.
We got really serious on that one. Always have a
Yeah.
plan B.
Oh,
Options. I live for
okay.
options, right? So you can pivot. But
Yeah,
can I answer
love
the do
that.
you hold your pizza question really quick?
Yeah.
No, never. which makes me think of one more question, which is, do you ever eat a jelly bean without being able to see it? Have you ever eaten jelly beans in the theater and then you can't see them and they don't taste quite as good? I don't know.
Yes.
That was where my stream of consciousness went from the pizza to the jelly bean. There you go.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be pondering that, I'm sure.
Try eating Jelly Bellies in the
You wanna
movie
know-
theater. It's not that enjoyable.
You want to
Yeah.
know what flavor to expect with
I
the
know,
jelly bean.
exactly. You can't, it's weird. Try it. It's weird. All of a sudden it's like, what is this? And like, unless it's something totally noticeable, like cantaloupe or something strange.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Mom, let's go.
Okay. Make it an easy one.
I don't know. I just, put a bunch of randos on there. Who's the most famous person you have met? Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow. President Benson,
Oh, nice.
Ezra Taft Benson, I think. So,
For you
when
non-Mormon peeps, that's the president of the church a long time ago.
so my husband's parents bought the home from him, and we got to live in the house for about 5 years, where TJ lived while he was a baby. And President Benson would cruise past in with his limo and all of the other cars that were, escorting him. And he was with his wife. And 3 PM, they stopped at the house, and they were like in their slippers and all their robes and stuff because they just went out for a drive. Because he was like
Nice.
90 or something. Anyway, my
I
cookies
didn't
burnt.
know- Sorry.
My cookies burnt because I went out there to talk to him. And I'm like, oh crap, there's cookies in the
Nice.
oven.
Nice. You almost burned the house down, probably.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Christina, you're up next. Let's do this.
All right. I was going to say, I didn't know he got to cruise around in a limo.
Oh, let's see.
Please be nice.
Are you more productive in the morning or at night?
Night.
Good question.
I just worked out. I am a night owl, so 100% night. But I can think after, I get up and get going. But
Right.
at
Oh,
night
that's
person.
awesome. Solid. I love that. All right, Logan, let's do this. And we've got some stragglers logging on, so we'll hit them with a question for some icebreaker. Logan, what was the last thing you ate? Oh, man. Let's see if he's on. I should have probably asked if he could get off on or get on a mic. Let's see.
Jeremy, sorry,
Oh,
I
there he is.
had just eaten a protein shake.
Nice.
I was in workout mode like Christina is at midnight. Yeah.
Nice, solid. Okay, Zach, you on?
Yeah, I am. I thought I was going to be last.
Well, there's some stragglers that filtered in, so you get to go now, though.
Hey, you might be best.
I don't know about that. My tan line's not very good, as you guys can tell.
Ooh, should college be mandatory?
Hell no. Hell no.
Nice.
Hell no. I've tried
That was
three
that
times.
was an easy question. That was an easy question. Boo. I'm glad we removed that one. That was boring. All right, let's see who popped in. We've got Josh. Josh, are you on? Can you open your mic and I can hit you with an icebreaker question?
Sure, yeah, I'm on.
Okay, let's do this. And you get, which movie made you laugh hard?
Probably Step Brothers.
Oh, solid choice.
That's
Oh,
a good
man.
one.
That's solid
Very good.
choice. All right, Callie. I think you might be the last one. Callie, are you on? If so, let me know.
Here.
All right, here's your question. Let's do this. What is your hobby? Ooh, that's a good one.
Out of necessity, dog training.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Wow.
bet there's some story behind that. That's awesome. All right, let's go around the room really quick. I'm just gonna do some really fast intros. I've got some material to cover and everything, but I wanted to make sure everybody got. I just kind of said everybody's name. So real quick, if you are a vendor or a lender that's here with us, just put your information into the chat channel so that everybody can have your contact info. We've got Christina here with us from Citywide, so she's partnered with us, along with Janelle, also with Citywide, so they partnered with us to help us grow our marketing campaign. They're also going to host the next traveling BNI group with us. And so there's a lot of stuff coming up. If you guys want to get involved, I'll always invite you. You just have to tell me if you want to come, because I send out all the information, but sometimes I send out like 15 things and then I don't know what I've sent out. So if you see something you want to go, just make sure you let me know. Let's see, and then we got Evan is our home warranty guru. Just always appreciate him being here. He helped us out do the summer slushy kickoff, I guess, and it was a really fun time. And then we've got Logan, of course. Logan's here, always helping us out with a new product that is going to rival Loop, which is probably already better than Loop, in my opinion. And obviously, if you guys were here last time, you would have seen a presentation of his. And Logan, I do apologize. The recording last time, my sound quality was bad. So me and you are going to have to shoot another one, or I'll let you present to us again, because some of the staff couldn't see it because I recorded it bad. So that's my fault.
You're fine. Yeah.
Then we've got a lot of the staff members here, so I'm glad you guys are all here. Alex, thanks for showing. Love having you here. Josh is here. Thanks for being here. Callie, thanks so much for being here. We've got Zach, obviously, bringing up the almost broker status, so thank you so much. And then my sweet mother, of course, thank you. And then we've got David. What's up, David? How are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm with Logan with the offer app.
Going marvelous. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to cruise through some slides that were from the social media guru that was going to present tonight, but he is shooting another podcast and could not be here. So let me share my screen really fast so you guys can see. We're going to whip through them really quick because I've got some outward mindset stuff that I want to cover that I think can benefit our team. So stand by for a second and I'll get this rocking and rolling. Sorry about that. Everything was queued and then it's not. Just the name of the game. Let's see. Okay, it's not sharing that side, so I might just go to my slides and talk about it a little bit. All right, can you guys see my screen? Hopefully, if it's coming up.
You can see it.
Got it.
Awesome. Perfect, thank you. And let's hope that this comes up really quick. Sorry, those slides were not cooperating for a second. I apologize for everybody. Maybe let's have Logan give us a quick rundown of offer, like 2-minute spiel if you can, while I'm just pulling this up.
Absolutely. We can re-record that on another time, TJ. But for those who were not here last week, we are the first group over the last 3.5 years that have made it to where you can now run your business off your phone. It's crazy that realtors have never been able to have all of the contracts on their phone, other than trying to being able to pinch and zoom off .loop or DocuSign. Or SkySlope, in your guys' case, obviously .loop. But it is crazy that has never been done, and we have figured out a beautiful way to be able to do that. And then on the other end, We have also built out an all-encompassing solution that has gotten rid of all of the errors in documents, also has a CRM, also has all of your checklists as a realtor to make sure you don't miss anything. And then also too has a log of all of the deals that you're currently working on. So it's one ecosystem that has code underneath all of it. And we have been replacing .loop like crazy, and I think we're about to be probably the fastest growing prop tech company in the country. So been pretty cool, and yeah, I've just loved getting to know TJ and really getting to know your guys' team.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I've tried several different ways. Let me know if you guys can see this slide called agenda.
Looks good.
Okay, perfect. So tonight's agenda was going to be social media. I'm just going to cut that part out because I probably am the person that would butcher that entire thing. I do have a couple of key points though from what Spencer and Keaton were going to present, and then we'll just kind of move into the regular slides that I was going to talk about. So real quick on social media, we did hire Spencer and Keaton. Their production company is called Spencer and Keaton Productions. Really cool guys, really interesting and really knowledgeable about social media and content creation, hashtags, the entire like whole works about every platform that we could post our material on. Currently, we did hire them. They are posting on 5 social media platforms for us once a day, Monday through Friday. So the key point here is they are creating the content for us. Very professional, has all of the hashtags, SEO kind of built in behind it. So if you are struggling coming up with your own content, then it is a way for you to be able to go into our social media and share anything that you like, and help yourself grow and help your network grow and look even more professional. And so one more key point on that is the thing that we want to leverage more is that our company is paying them to create the content. And so if we're not utilizing that in the best way possible by liking, sharing, and commenting on it from our staff members and all of our team, then we're really losing a lot of the momentum that we could create there. Several posts that have gone out. If we get maybe 1 or 2 shares, that's pretty light. We have 17 team members, so in my opinion, obviously not everybody's going to share everything, but if we took 20% once a day and just shared out across our media platforms, then we'd have at least 3 or 4 or 5 shares, which would just kind of spider out everybody's network. So I know I've kind of been beating the social media drum as of late, and a lot of it is just because we did grow to a certain stage, and now we're poised to grow even further than that, but we really need each and every team member's help. And so if you see the content and you're like, well, the content doesn't resonate with me, let me know how I can help create content that will resonate with you, that you'll like, share, and comment. Or if you have your own content and you want to utilize our platform and grow your media presence even more, then let me know about that too. I've heard a couple of things, or I guess one main point is that Sunny on our team, she's kind of a genius in marketing, and but she continues to tell me that our marketing always looks like me, and that's totally cool because that's really what's happening. I'm the one kind of leveraging it all the time. So she's trying to create a new spin on it, and we may shoot a new commercial, like I've said before. But if you want it to feel a certain way and look a certain way, then just come to me and we'll create content, or you can create content and I'll have Spencer and Keaton post it. And then you can just go crazy with it and like and share and comment and get your network to do that. So I think that I don't want to talk too much about social media past that. I think that everybody kind of sees that we are continuing to grow, but we need to really leverage what we're helping each other to do. Any questions about social media? I take that as a no. All right, up next is a quick social cause. I want everybody to just type this in the chat, or somebody can type it into the chat. so that the web links there, I just don't have access to the chat right now where I'm on the sharing screen. But this website right here is a really interesting social cause that I kind of wanted to bring some light to. I met the people that run this company called Who Lives. I met them at the home show in March, I think, or the smaller home show, maybe in April or whatever. And that company actually has a hand cranked drill that people can spin, and it actually drills down up to 300 feet, I believe, to where water is at. And that hand crank drill can be operated like in Africa, Tanzania. They've got like 3 or 4 drilling teams across the world that are drilling these wells for, African nation and stuff like that. Anyway, the reason why I brought it up is because the Who Lives people that are managing this live in South Jordan. So they're a global company. They do a really good job about bringing a social cause. And, our social cause has always been to really incentivize healthy living lifestyles and helping people to really prosper there and grow. But we haven't really done as much as I think that we could in the social cause of helping a lot of other people, which once I get to the outward mindset stuff, you'll kind of recognize that and see that. But this Who Lives, they can literally give a person water for life for $5. So there's a lot of things that I want to kind of partner with them on, either creating a commission structure where, some of the bonus structure may go into that. Obviously not taking away from your guys' bonuses and things, but just building into what Fitness Realty can obviously try to help out with and help them push their cause. Another thing that's really kind of cool is they go on like 3 or 4 humanitarian efforts every year. And so I would love to see one day potential where Fitness Realty is sending one of our team members on one of these humanitarian efforts. Like if it was a winning, like you're the first place winner in a selling contest throughout the year, or maybe you just really want to go to Africa and we just try to do something like that. And it's a lottery for whoever wants to go. So I think that'd be kind of cool as well. They do a lot of things for water, like I said, but they do have another humanitarian effort that's helping young girls get out of some crazy circumstances. So I think that we could do a really good job of helping push that. So I don't want to spend too much time there. I'd love to kind of introduce them to you, and maybe one day we can all go over and see the drill and kind of see what it looks like and have them kind of present to us. I think that'd be kind of cool. They are coming on here on a team meeting the first week of July, so you guys will get a chance to kind of see their material. But I want you guys to kind of put in the back of your mind, as we kind of develop this outward mindset feel, what does that look like for us leveraging the company, helping people that are way less fortunate than we might be, and really trying to increase their livelihood. So I want you guys to think about that a little bit. All right, any questions about Who Lives? I guess that's an awkward way to say that. Also, can anybody hear me? Because maybe it cut out.
We can hear you.
Gotcha.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to do like a 15-minute Arbinger class. If you guys know what Arbinger is, their institute here in Utah, well, their headquarters is here, I guess. And they teach a lot of things about outward mindset. They teach a lot of things about anatomy of peace. I've read 3 of their books. One's the outward mindset, one is anatomy of peace, and the third one is leadership and self-deception. And fabulous books. And I want to kind of share this material with you guys so that you can understand maybe some of the way we might position the company a little bit more. And another reason that I'm bringing it up is I just feel like it is really good material. I've gone to a 2-day course, so if I'm going to slam 2 days worth of material into 15 minutes, obviously it's going to be like skimming the top. So we're just going to cruise through it. And there may be a lot of questions, or there might be a lot of feeling like you might be inadequate or anything like that. I hope that nobody feels that way. I just want it to be like an open discussion and kind of chat a little bit about it. So first, before we get too far into it, though, has anybody read any of those 3 books or heard about Arbinger? You don't have to all answer at once, or maybe nobody's read anything.
I've never read a book before.
Oh, okay, Alex. Sorry, bud. Just kidding.
No, I've never heard of these guys, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I know Zach in here has been through the 2-day course, so Zach, if you wouldn't mind just correcting me if I overstep or say the wrong thing about the material.
Will do, boss.
Okay, awesome. All right, so Arbinger Institute, like I said, they talk a lot about the outward mindset. And so here's just a graphic about the inward versus outward. When we start to think about inward, we really start focusing on what my results are. I am super guilty about this. I'm one of the people that's like, oh yeah, I sold 5 million last year. I sold 10 million last year. Me. I know all about me. Or I ran a Spartan race. Like in the military, we are constantly teaching each other to talk about our deeds and services throughout the entire year so that you can write it down on a piece of paper and get an evaluation. So there's a lot of like conflicting mental barriers just in the military in general, in my opinion, about inward versus outward mindset. But I want you guys to kind of think about when you're focusing on yourself and your own results, then you're in an inward mindset. And so some of those, when you start to think of others as objects as well, that's also when you're in an inward mindset. So I'm gonna just use an example for me when I'm cruising down I-15 in traffic, like most of us always do, and there's like 50 million people in front of me, and they all look like objects to me at that time. Then I'm very set in an inward mindset. And I know there's plenty of references out there, and the main focus here is to try to be in a more outward mindset more of the time. Obviously, nobody can stay outward mindset completely in their entire life, and human nature is to kind of revert back to that inward mindset. So down here, focusing on our results, this is where I want to kind of bring the team together. A lot of times we'll be talking about like, hey, this agent closed 2 million, that's great. I want to celebrate those successes, but I want to try to make it so that there's 17 people sharing in that success with whoever closes, and really kind of put that out there so that everybody can kind of cheer and get on board with that and focus on our results as a team. So when you're thinking about it, it's objectives and behaviors take others into account. Obviously, that's the outward mindset. And then when you're seeing other people, you're seeing them as people, and you're seeing them at your level, right? There's this saying in Arbinger, they say, "You matter like I matter, and I matter like you matter." Right? We're on the same equal playing ground, and that's why I'm bringing this up as well as I'm trying to be more positioned that way as a broker. So I want you to feel more like I'm not your boss or anything. I want you to feel like I'm the person you're coming to for questions, but we're kind of, wrestling with those questions together and trying to figure out what we can do to achieve whatever goal we're working on. So when you're looking at other people, you see their needs, their objectives and challenges. I'm super guilty about this. Sometimes there's problems that come to us as a brokerage, and then I tend to not see the needs and objectives. I'm going to try to be better at that, so you guys can all hold me accountable now that you've seen this graphic. All right. So I'm going to go over there's 4 different ways that people can be in an inward mindset, or we call it in the box. And like I said, there's a lot of terms, so I'm not going to go over every single term because we just don't have that kind of time. But there are 4 ways that people get inside of their own box. And I want you to kind of just, as you hear them, to think about which one you are. We're not going to go around the room or anything and say which one you think you are. I just want you to kind of say, wow, that one really resonated with me. That might be my go-to way to get in the box. So the first one is called the worse than box. And this is when you view yourself not as good as somebody else, maybe broken, deficient, faded. I'm not really sure what that means. Then you're viewing others as they might be advantaged, privileged, blessed. You might be feeling a little helpless, jealous, bitter, or depressed. And then you might have a view of the world as hard or it's difficult, or the entire world is against you, or maybe they're just flat out ignoring you. And so this one, if this resonates with you, then you feel like you're worse than, and this is getting inside the box, and it's an inward mindset. And so to kind of break outside of that, there are a lot of other ways to get out of that, which we don't have time to cover. But if you resonate with that one, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Up next is called the better than box. This one is when you're viewing yourself as superior to somebody else, or you're more important, or you're virtuous. Maybe you're the one that's right. You may be viewing others as inferior, incapable, irrelevant, or they're false and flat out wrong. And some of this is not saying like, because people can be wrong, right? But when you view others as that way instead of seeing them as they matter, then that's when we're putting ourselves into that box. And then you might have feelings of impatience, and or disdainful or indifferent. And then your view of the world might be a competitive nature or very troubled, or the world needs me. And I'll be honest with you. When I was going through the course, the better than box was my kind of go-to. There was probably 6 or 7 of us in the class that felt like that's the one that we always go to. I'm actually trying to change a lot of that, and I want to be more on a level playing ground, a playing field, and that's why I'm really kind of bringing this up for you guys, or up with you. Um, all right, the next one is called the must be seen as box. And this is one of those that didn't really resonate with me, but I know that I have a tendency to kind of go to this one sometimes. So if you're viewing yourself as need to be well thought of, or you're running things as fake, and I'm guilty of this, like putting some stuff on Facebook that might be like the best of the best, and that's, social media in general. But if I'm doing that as an inward mindset of me, instead of like, hey, I'm just sharing this with family or whatever, then I could be putting myself in this box. Next is view of others. If I'm being judgmental, or sorry, if I'm viewing others as they're being judgmental, or they're threatening to me, or they're my audience, for instance. You might be feeling anxious or afraid or needy or stressed or overwhelmed. So those are all signs of being in the box, and it's the it must be seen as box. View of the world, you could think of the world as very dangerous, or maybe it's watching you, or maybe it's judging you. That's also a way to be put into the box as a must seen as box. And then this is called the I deserve box. This one feels like it resonates to me with the better than box, and kind of the I deserve box feel like they're very similar, in my opinion, a little bit. And you could be viewing yourself as meritorious, like I've done everything in my capacity, so I deserve everything right now. So every time you say I deserve like that, you're in the box. You could be feeling like you're mistreated, or you're the victim, or you feel like you're unappreciated. I know in marriages and in spouse stuff, we always kind of feel this way. Like maybe I did everything and I go to work. I'm guilty of this all the time. And I'll give you a quick, for instance, and a little story. I came to my family 2 weeks ago, and I had these calendars printed for the week, and I said, "Hey, I want each one of you to fill this out and tell me where you were, what you were doing every single hour of every single day for the week." When I realized what I was doing, I was in this I deserve box, because I'm like, "Oh, I went to work. I know that I deserve this, blah, blah, blah." And it's not a very good mindset to be in. You could be viewing, or you could view others as mistaken, or mistreating you, or that they're ungrateful for what you do. Then you could have feelings like you're entitled. Oh, I've never felt this way. Just kidding. You could feel like you're deprived or resentful, and you could be viewing the world as unfair, unjust, or it owes you something. Um, does anybody have any questions or comments about any of those boxes? Maybe something resonated with you or jumped off the page, or Zach can correct me if I was wrong on something.
I'll throw something in real quick.
Sweet.
I'm not very aware of people's feelings. I'm not a good feelings person. And this course that was kind of crammed down my throat by the military, it took a lot for me to digest. But I think the biggest thing with me is always on trying to understand that the person you're talking to has feelings, and they could be going through some good times or some bad times, and just trying to be aware of those feelings. And I've really implemented that with my family and my kids especially, and it's definitely made my relationship with my kids a hell of a lot better than it used to be.
Nice. No, and I love that introspective look. I mean, if we're not looking at ourselves and figuring out what we can do to be better, then we've really missed the boat about what Fitness Realty is all about. Like we talk about it being all gym and like gym bro central, and but it's just not that. And so that's where I'm really kind of trying to hone in on we can all get better in, just life. And so that's why we're going over this. So thanks, Zach, for the comment. I love that. I do think that in just family in general, all the things that we learned in the course, maybe not all, some of the things were really powerful for family, and I liked that about my experience there as well. Okay, the very last slide, I believe. Oh, maybe I have two slides. Sorry. So the very not very last, but the one of the last things I wanted to bring up is called the pyramid of change, and I want to kind of preface this by saying that in the past, with some of the team members that have quit, they've quit because of issues that we could not resolve, and they quit because of the issue we couldn't even communicate about it. We just had a complete lack of relationship, and so I didn't realize that. And oh, sorry, somebody's trying to come in. Just a second. Yeah, let me let them in. Sorry. Um, all right. So, can you guys see the screen again?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. So when we had that communication breakdown, I didn't really realize that there was a breakdown of relationship. I felt like, hey, I was doing everything we could. I didn't understand what was happening. When people quit, they just didn't even tell me sometimes about what they were feeling. And so I want to do a better job about how to do this pyramid right here. In the past, we have been trying to correct behavior as a brokerage firm. I've been trying to correct behavior as a father. I've been trying to correct behavior in the past as a supervisor in the military. And honestly, I've spent probably 95% of my time in correcting the issue in this triangle and not recognizing that it just does not work. And I'm always looking, I'll just take, for instance, my oldest boy. He just turned 16 not too long ago. But for a few years, he was really kind of pushing the limits of everything. And I just didn't understand what was happening. I was spending a lot of time in this correcting the issue triangle, and just nothing was happening and nothing was working. And I didn't realize until I went through the course that if I have an issue with correcting in it, or if I have problems correcting whatever issue it is, then I have an issue with anything in this pyramid. So let's kind of move down. So if you have a problem to try to correct an issue, then you need to go to the next lower category, which is teach and communicate. With my boy specifically, I was doing a lot of communicating, shoving it down his throat, and none of that was working because this communication level was broken. So if you have communication, it's broken, or you can't teach, then you need to go to the next lowest level, which would be listen and learn. Well, in my opinion, with my boy, I was not doing any ounce of listening whatsoever, and I was not learning about what he was doing whatsoever. And so I had a huge disconnect here. So if we have a problem here, we need to go to the next lowest level. You guys get this, not rocket science. Then we need to build the relationship. I'll give you another, for instance, really fast to kind of go through it. One of the agents that we had to quit our team in the very early, like 7 or 8 months that we were a brokerage firm, quit for a reason that I had no idea was even an issue. And it was because he was not able to communicate with me whatsoever. When he was trying to voice his opinion about stuff, I was not listening. I was not learning about what issues he had. And then we had absolutely zero relationship built, and then he quit. So if we have a problem with the relationship, this one's kind of hard for all of us because this moving to the next lower level of building supporting relationships. Obviously, in family, like you have a lot of supporting relationships all around you, but as our team, a lot of us are very disconnected. We have different social spheres, we have different locations, we are different ages, we're different sexes, and I'm not saying all that's like good or bad. I'm just saying like as people, we're very different in a diverse set of group or a diverse group of people. And with that, if we were going to try to build supporting relationships with those people around, let's say it's our agents on our team with everybody there, it's hard for me to try to say I'm going to build a supporting relationship potentially with the people that have influence on you. So I'm probably going to say I really want to build relationship here. I'd love to kind of do more supporting relationships, and this kind of comes from trying to invite and have you come out to like our 5th-year anniversary barbecue. That was a family event. You could have brought your entire family, come out and hang out. And we're going to try to do more of that because I want to do better. Lastly, if we have a problem building supporting relationships, then obviously we have to get out of the box. So leading all of those things that we talked about, the 4 ways to be in the box, or just when you're focusing on you and your results, you're in the box, and we need to try to focus to get out of that. So obviously, at every level, we need to get out of the box and approach the relationship with a heart at peace. And that's if you read the Anatomy of Peace book, it's super marvelous. Any last questions about that? I'm going to try to wrap everything up so we can kind of just chit chat for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, it's a cool pyramid, man. I think it's a cool take on the whole concept of it. Working in sales and customer service and families in general. I mean, there's lots of different paths of command that you kind of try to follow, and seeing something, brought to an illustration like this makes it really, really easy to kind of commit it to memory and think of it like a ladder or a pyramid in this case.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Thank you. Something I forgot to mention is all these sides in this section here are what are you doing to help things go right? And I'll take my boy for instance one more time. I know I kind of cue into that, but it's just really relevant right now for me. Um, and in the past, I have not helped things to go right. I've been trying to tackle what's wrong, like his grades or his driving or whatever. There's a whole handful of things that I'm still working on, but I'm trying to help things go right currently. All right. And then lastly, I just wanted to bring this up one more time. When we're focused on my results, or when you're focused on your results, then we're on an inward mindset. And then if you're focused on our results as a team, then we can really start focusing on that outward mindset. All right. Any last reattacks on any of the slides? Maybe comments, concerns, or critiques? And then I always leave this paragraph up. If you have not programmed my normal cell phone number, the 891-5305 number in your phone, I'm going to hopefully have that number until I die. So obviously that's my personal cell. So if you are texting me, calling me, or messaging me on anything but this and expecting me to be fast, most of the time I'm fast anyways, but if I don't see it, this one's the easiest one to get a hold of me, of course. All right, any last comments or critiques, reattacks? I'm going to drop these slides down.
TJ, what do you find have you found a commonality all between a lot of the agents that have left early? Do you think it's a communication breakdown? Do you think it's that they feel like they're just not bringing enough sales? Do you think it's something happens in their personal life that they feel like they can't overcome? Have you found any commonality there?
That's a great question. Out of the we've had a lot of people quit, but a lot of people that just quit sales altogether.
Yeah.
Those ones just didn't have enough drive, I guess, like sales is tough and it's a hard industry. And so in those positions, especially one that said they hated people, I was like, well, this is a people business. So, but anyway, we've had a lot of people that have not been successful to get even through the school. And that's just the school's hard and you have to study and buckle down. So I'd say the commonality there was school's hard and they just couldn't finish the class. The people that finish the class and don't get their first sale, that just quit sales altogether or quit real estate sales, it's just that they couldn't put in the time or effort to train, or they couldn't adapt everything to their lifestyle to try to facilitate enough conversations to get their first deal, or the way I was training wasn't like sufficient for them, and they didn't tell me that, and so then they would go to a different company. And then the people that have been successful at different companies than ours, um, in both of those cases, they went to teams that actually have teams that kind of feed you, but you only take like 25 to 35% of the commission on that. So it'd be like a lead gen source, and then you only make 25% of the money, but you do all of the work. It's like a huge override or a team override plus franchise fees. I've seen people be successful in that, and it's that they couldn't get the leads for themselves, but they could have somebody else do that and still close. Um, but that's way more rare than the first two scenarios.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's a good question.
Thanks for explaining that. Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah. I do think that some of the way that we've ran the company for the first 5 years was very about what can I like, and I'll give you my just me being real. I've been focusing on like what does Fitness Realty do for me, and what level can we achieve so that I can be like, wow, Fitness Realty did 100 million over 3 years, and it was like a me kind of thing. And not that I haven't shared an outward mindset for the last 5 years. I haven't been completely inward that whole time, but I haven't been as outward as I could possibly be. And I think that the next 5 years is going to look very different than the first 5 years. And a lot of that's going to come from trying to build relationships, like I've talked about. And I try to do that frequently and often, and some of it will feel salesy, like you're getting sailed or you're getting sold to. So I hope everybody kind of sees that I'm trying to message you in a way that you'll read it and then you'll come to me if you want, but you don't have to. Like I hope everybody gets my messages. It's not like, oh, there's TJ just being inward again. I want to really build a relationship. So, but yeah, so that's what it looks like.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Any last comments? I'm gonna just stick around for a little bit. We'll kind of hang out. I'll leave it open. I'm gonna turn the recording off if everybody has if nobody has anything else, and then I'll just leave it open a little bit. We can kind of mingle and chat with Christina and Janelle about interest rates if we want to. I love talking about interest rates. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let me close this recording off really quick. Oh, before I close it, I wanted to thank everybody for